Good afternoon, everybody. It is 9 p.m. in downtown Miami. It is March 19th, and today we are going to be talking about a piece of economic news we heard on Friday. Yes, we heard from the National Association of Realtors. A little bit of disappointing news, but not disappointing news. And I know you may be saying, well, Tom, that doesn't make sense. Well, we're going to get into that a little bit on today's stream, but home sales declined in general as supply tightened. So even though home sales of existing homes across the United States did decline, it wasn't because there's no demand. I mean, there's actually record demand, and we'll go into the Wall Street Journal article a little bit in the stream today. There's actually so much demand that people are getting into bidding wars over their homes. The major problem we have is people don't want to sell their existing homes. The supply on the market is almost non-existent. So we'll talk about that a little bit today as we are at the FTX Arena. Let's see who we have here. We have Joey. Welcome, Joey. I see Bianca M. We have Savi says, good evening, Tom, the ABX girl. Happy Saturday, everybody. El Fio says, what's up, Tom? Sally is here. Samantha R. Sheila Neal, welcome, welcome. Let me just get my backpack together. And then we will be on our way. So it's not going to be a long stream tonight, everybody. It's probably only going to be 1 hour. All right, we are off. Hey, Jay is here. Mr. is here. Good to see you. I see M. Wall. Welcome, M. Wall on the run. Shauno is here. Says hello from Detroit. Hey, Shauno. Good to see you. We are right outside of the FTX Arena tonight, overlooking the beautiful skyline of downtown Miami. Hey, Alan Wilson is here. Good to see you, Alan. Welcome. NG says, hey, Tom and chat. And Hemp Lord says, let's do it. Good to see you, Hemp Lord. So everybody, mortgage rates also contributed to the 7.2% drop for previously owned homes. So these are not new homes. These are previously owned homes. And what we're seeing is a trend that people don't want to list their homes for sale in this environment because the market is so tight. You have multiple offers, multiple bids on the same home, that even if you were to sell your home at a profit, it's like, where are you going to go? You just have to go right back out into the housing market and compete with all these other people, even if you're trying to downsize. So it's been really, really crazy in the housing market. But sales of previously owned homes declined in February as rising mortgage interest rates and a shortage of homes for sale made it difficult for buyers to compete. Existing home sales fell 7.2% in February from the prior month to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 6.02 million homes, according to the National Association of Realtors. So we're going to head over to Bayside Marketplace tonight. Hey, Jace is not the University of Miami. Yeah, I couldn't make it there today. I had to run some errands, so maybe tomorrow. But good to see you, Jay. Gigi NYC says, good evening, Tom, and hope you are well. Good to see you, Gigi. Welcome. It's going to be a short stream tonight, but I appreciate everybody joining. Miguel is here, says, good evening, everybody. Hey, Miguel. Heather says, hey, from Long Island. Hey, Tom. Good to see you, Heather. What part of Long Island? I love Long Island. That is my old stomping grounds over there in Nassau County. So this is the beautiful FTX Arena. Heather is here. Welcome. Edson says, hey, Tom. Good to see you guys. Good to see you as well, Edson. Lee Arnold is here. Says, good evening, Tom. It looks a bit windy tonight in Miami. It's crazy windy tonight. Really, really crazy wind. But I hope you're well. Canyon Overlook says hello. Good to see you. Triple G says, happy Saturday, all. Good to see you. Bit of Wander says, happy weekend. And Miss G says, good evening. Good to see you, Miss G. It was a beautiful day in Miami today, though. It was probably about 80 degrees all day. But the temperature's dropping quite nicely. It's probably only like 73, 74. Bit of Wander, good to see you. Welcome, everybody. And I believe there's some tennis event going on here very soon, as we see the building is lit up for, so it says March, I forget what date. There's a big tennis event going on. Somewhat Knowledgeable Geek says, at least my Spotify stock went up a little bit last week. Yeah, you're right. Man, is this guy standing in the middle of the street? That's not good. Yeah, so we did have a follow-through day on Wednesday, and Wednesday is the day we heard from Fed Chair Jerome Powell and his bunch. So we did have a follow-through day. Yesterday on the stream, we were talking about a couple of actionable ideas. You know, NVIDIA is a semiconductor stock that is showing really good relative strength. And that means it's gone down a lot less than the other stocks in the market. And it also has very good liquidity. The company has extremely good earnings and sales. So that could be an actionable idea if NVIDIA breaks out next week. Here we are at the railroad tracks. Hey, the ABX girl says maybe the Miami Open. I think so. We're gonna try to get a better look at it tonight, ABX girl. Maybe if I go a little bit further away. Hey, Elizabeth Sears says, hey Tom, good to see you. Welcome, GGMYC. Good to see everybody. Well, I hope everybody had a good start to the weekend so far. Leo is here. Hey, Leo. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, it looks like the Paramount building is lit up for the tennis event. Let's try to see if we could catch what date it is. It looks like it's March 21st to April 3rd, it says. Tennis is back in Miami. Love that. And I'll give you guys one look at the Freedom Tower here, downtown Miami. Hey, Falcon Space is here. Says hello, Tom. Good to see you, Falcon Space. So, Falcon Space, I was reading this Wall Street Journal article today, and they actually interviewed a lady who is a first-time home buyer, and she was telling her experience about being a first-time home buyer in this sort of market. So I'm going to read you a little bit of the excerpt from the article because it's very telling about the times we're in. Essentially, the whole thesis of the article is that if you're a first-time home buyer in your 20s or in your early 30s or whatever you are, unfortunately, you're going to have to come up with a lot larger down payment as opposed to you usually had to do, because not only are the prices of homes going up, but the competition is so steep. The competition is so steep, so you're probably going to be competing against multiple other bids or multiple other offers. And the one thing that I really would advise against is foregoing all the necessary, I'm blanking on the name here, foregoing all the necessary home inspections. So a lot of the times, first-time home buyers, just so they can get a house, they're foregoing all the necessary home inspections, and I think this is going to be a big disaster down the road. Hey, Leo, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my friend. I appreciate you a lot. Appreciate the support very, very much. So there was a 29-year-old girl named Skylar, and she started house hunting this year in Boise, Idaho, and this is what she says. She says, to find anything in Boise, Idaho under $400,000 in my area is absolutely insane. She just bought a 2-bedroom house, so 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in Boise, Idaho in February for $385,000. And she says, I quote, she's like, I got really lucky. I got in before interest rates went up. So for people in this market to say you got really lucky to buy a two-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in Boise, Idaho is really telling about just the supply shortage we're having. I think we're having an insane supply shock in single-family homes. But Leo, thank you so much for the donation. The Investigator is here. Says, Walks from Wall Street, good evening. Good to see you. Welcome, The Investigator. Canyon Overlook says, NVIDIA is up 884% in 5 years. Yes, it is. And I think we're going to continue to see those secular tailwinds at the back of the semiconductor sector. What do you guys think? Sebastian is here, says, hey Tom, Bit of Wander says you can get a nice Class B Sprinter camper for around $500 per month. Just do that. That's insane. Canyon Overlook says, I put maybe $2,000 down on a $75,000 condo years ago. Boise is ruined. Really? Wow. So Canyon Overlook says Boise is a hot area. People from California are moving there. So Canyon Overlook, what is one of the reasons why people are moving to Boise, Idaho? I really have no idea about that specific housing market. So maybe if you could provide us a little bit of color on that. Hey, Miguel says, stand on the sideline, do not overpay. Yeah, Miguel, I'm definitely with you. I would never, unfortunately, a lot of my friends on Long Island, they're getting all suckered into the bidding wars, waiting in line for the open houses, and foregoing a lot of the inspections. The absolute worst thing you could do, to Miguel's point, is forego any of the necessary home inspections. You are asking for an absolute unmitigated disaster. One of my really good friends always tells me, he's like, look, when buying a house, don't worry if you lose the deal. There's quite literally a home on every single street corner in America. There's gonna be another deal. You don't need to FOMO in and jump in. Make sure you get a good deal for you. So I think that's a really good point. Bit of Wander says, Tom, many people are telecommuting. Similar weather to Northern California, I think. Very interesting. Yeah, so it seems like all of the remote work and the hybrid work are probably affecting it too. Falcon Space says, Tom, I got into before the interest rate went up too, but it was in upstate New York. Alan Wilson says, from what I've heard, Boise has been really hot housing market in the last few years. Good to see you, Alan Wilson. Hey, Judy D is here, says, hey Tom, looks like a lovely evening in Miami. Thank you, Judy D, good to see you. My friend Jared Covey is here, welcome. Carol Reeve says, good evening, Tom, welcome, Carol. Just Jennifer says, just bought my house in Wyoming for under $200,000. Wow, congrats. Well, congratulations, Just Jennifer. So maybe walk us through that experience. Did you have to wait on a line for an open house? Was there a bidding war, or did you just sort of get it? Hey, Gregory's here, says, Tom, Californians seem to be moving everywhere else, to be honest. That is true. Miguel says, right, giving money away. Canyon Overlook says, Outside Magazine had an article in the 90s about what a great area it was to live. Very interesting. Hey, our friend Razzle Dazzle is here. Good to see you, Razzle Dazzle. Welcome to the stream. Says, hey everybody, and hello Tom. Good to see you, Razzle Dazzle. Regina says, inflation and printing money fallout. Bingo. WW says, yes, Tom is back. Hey WW. Good to see you. We are standing outside of the FTX arena here. Melee says, good evening from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Welcome everybody from Scranton. The ABX girl says, maybe political reasons for conservative Californians. Stephanie's here, says hi, good to see you. Soho says, yo Tom, demand destruction in oil. Some people will work from home and at a pay cut instead of car ownership. I agree with that, Soho. Somewhat Knowledgeable Geek says, Tom, my sister and brother-in-law just got a 2-floor duplex just under $400,000 in Bayside, Queens. No way. That's insane. That's awesome. 2-floor duplex for under $100,000 in Bayside, Queens? How is that possible? I mean, but congratulations. That's freaking awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey, Cosmo Scary is here. Good to see you, Cosmo. We're just waiting at this 10-minute long red light here. NMB 045 says, happy Saturday night, Tom. Hope you had a great Saturday. I did. Derek is here, says, hey Tom, how you doing? I'm doing really good. Joe says hello from Cape May, New Jersey. Welcome, Joe. Hope you're well. So hopefully we'll get a chance to cross the street in a couple of minutes. Maybe we'll go over here while we wait. But home buying demand far exceeds the number of residences available for sale. Buyers are eager to purchase homes in case of mortgage interest rate increases. But here's the thing. Historically, interest rates are so low anyway. I think as of right now, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is going for about 4.03%. Now, that's obviously because that 10-year treasury yield is now over 2%, and the 10-year treasury yield is the main determining factor of the 30-year treasury or the 30-year mortgage note. But even at 4%, those are historically low interest rates. Yeah, Miguel says, Tom, it's all emotional buying. You're right. WW says, Tom, what do you tend to do on the weekend? So today I spent most of my time... Hold on, I gotta press this button. Today I spent most of my time just reading, taking it easy. And I did a little bit of yard work around the house, which was good. But the weekends are usually the time where I get to catch up on my reading. Because usually during the week it is extremely busy with work, with clients and things like that. So it's always nice to take a day or two off just to hang out. But what about you, WW? Any big plans for the weekend? Hey, Out and About is here. Says cheers to Saturday. Good to see you out and about. Shannon says, good evening, Tom, and thank you so much for this Saturday evening walk. Thank you, Sharon, for being here. I appreciate it. My main man, Brian, says, hey, Tom, and everybody, happy weekend. What's good today? Not too much. Had a pretty relaxing day, to be honest. What about you? Somewhat Knowledgeable Geek says, Tom, it's somewhat small. The duplex has maybe 1,000 square foot and only 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. Maintenance fees is like $800 a month. I meant to say they locked it in just under 3%. Very nice. Daryl says, Tom, yesterday NYC walking show was attacked in Union Square. I did hear about that. It's insane. It's horrible. That is really horrible. Yeah, but I thank God he's all right now. Thank God he's all right. Yeah, Canyon says, back in the day, I had my interest rate at 8.5% in the year 2000. Bit of Wander says, Tom, my first place ever was a one-bedroom apartment. $150 per month, shared bathroom with strangers. Wow. Hey, Frank Gonzalez is here. This is the one and only Tom. How long it takes from the Amtrak to New York City to Philly? I think it's probably about 3.5 hours, right? Maybe about 3.5 hours, I think. Sebastian says, Tom, good to see you. Melee says, people are FOMO, mean afraid of missing out on the real estate market. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are FOMOing in and they're so afraid that they're going to miss out on a big opportunity, but there's always opportunities. So don't overpay for a property just because you think that you got to get a house right now, you got to get a property right now, or you'll never get one. There's literally a house on every single street corner of America. You got to understand the current environment we're in. And right now, supply is at all-time record lows in the housing market, while demand is at all-time record highs. So it's just good to be cognizant of that, good to be aware of that. Hey, Al Baker is here, says, people always give a bit of credit to people that have electric cars, but I get more credit to people like Tom that take public transportation and walk everywhere. Hey, thank you for that, Al Baker. Yeah, we tend to, save the environment while walking. Hey, Mike Bell says, hey, Tom from Ohio, real estate slowing, no inventory. Yes, Mike, you're right. So I think there was a mini power outage here in Miami because all the lights are blinking like this. Well, what I will say is if you were looking to sell a house in this environment, it's probably one of the best times in your life to sell a property. But that being said, the only issue you run into is you have to go back into the marketplace to try to buy another deal or downsize or something like that. But technically it is a seller's market. You can pretty much meet all of your demands for sure. Hey, Jaguar72 says, hey Tom, good to see you, Jaguar72. Sabrina Fair says, Tom, the USA is a big country. Sometimes it is possible to take public transit. Yeah, you're right. I mean, sometimes it's not possible to take public transit. You're correct. You were 100% right on that. Hey, RL is here, says, which is more expensive, gas or EV? I guess it just depends on the location where you live, right? I mean, if you live out in the middle of nowhere and it takes you, 50 miles to drive to work, and there's no charging stations, I think it's probably still advantageous to get a gasoline-powered vehicle. But then again, I think as time goes on, the battery technology is going to get a lot better. I think Elon Musk came out and said within the next 10 years, they're going to have a car that'll be able to do 1,000 miles on a single charge. Hey, Mets fan 1023, good to see you. Welcome. Jay is here, good to see everybody. Melee says right now is not the time to buy, avoid debt, debt is bad. Yeah, so I think there's good debt and then there's bad debt. I think bad debt would be something like a credit card, running up credit card bills and then paying the high interest. But I think good debt, if you borrow money to buy a cash flowing piece of property, I think that's considered good debt. Hey, John Ellis has read that the Fed increased its bond buying by $86 billion this past week. All-time high, no cutbacks yet. Yeah, so John L., you're spot on. So even though the Federal Reserve raised interest rates 25 basis points, the number one thing that's causing all this inflation, to your point, is the expansion of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. So I actually, in last week's edition, or 2 weeks ago, of the Behind the Street newsletter, I gave everybody a link to the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, and you can see it expanding. It's actually, there's been no taper, there's been no nothing. And obviously the Federal Reserve's balance sheet is mostly filled with mortgage-backed securities, as well as U.S. Treasuries. So here is one of a very big data center company right here, Equinix. This is what you would call a REIT, a real estate investment trust, but in the data center and cloud computing space. So here we are, the Paramount Miami World Center. Hey, Lewis is here, says good evening, Tom and everybody. What's up, Lewis? Good to see you, my friend. Alton says, hey Tom, how's it going? It's going really good today. Perry Wilkes says, hey Tom, how are you tonight? Crazy weather here in Jacksonville last night. Hey Perry, I'm doing really good. It's a beautiful night here in Miami. It was a beautiful day in Miami too. It was about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, bright sunshine, but now it is a little bit cooler and a lot more wind. So here, I'm gonna read a little bit of the article. So check how crazy this is. So it says, some buyers are stepping out of the market entirely, discouraged by widespread bidding wars and rising home prices. Many homes are still drawing multiple offers and selling quickly above listing price. The median existing home price rose 15% in February from a year earlier to $357,300. So the median home price in America is over $350,000 now. That is crazy. Ren Tennis here says, Tom, did those people ever contact you for the hit and run? Yes. Yes, they did. That was kind of crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, last night was a crazy car accident on the stream. So outside of the Paramount, there's always really nice cars here. Canyon says, that is misleading. Prices are local. Ruby says, good evening, Tom and Walks in Wall Street family. Welcome, good to see you. The ABX girl says, in Florida, wages can start at $14 an hour. Hemp Lord says, Tom, Rolls Royce suicide doors. Good to see you, Hemp Lord. Franklin is here from Brazil. Good to see you, Franklin, and thank you for joining tonight's stream. Yeah, Gregory says that car has weird doors. There's always some very exotic and sort of crazy cars here. But this is Northeast 9th Street in downtown Miami. Hey, Kingland Capital, this is Tom. It was a Rolls-Royce Ghost. So we'll turn around and take another look at it. Let's see if it's still here. I'm not sure if it's still here. Hey, Franklin, this is a beautiful place. Wow, good to see you, Franklin. Welcome. My friend Ruby Falcone, hope you're having a great weekend so far. And I see Lena Sandoval. Welcome, Lena. Good to see you, Lena. Welcome, welcome. Melee says, Tom, we might have a housing bust again. Yeah, I mean, never say never, but I mean, I sort of given my opinion on this a couple times. I don't think we'll ever see a 2008 style housing crash this time around. And the reason for that is because the lending standards of a lot of these banks, so the underwriting standards, are really, really high. You know, there's no more adjustable rate mortgages, there's not a lot of nefarious activity going on. And if you read the story in the Wall Street Journal today, they interviewed a lot of realtors from across the country, and they've been saying buyers have been coming in with extremely strong down payments, and even some buyers are paying cash altogether. So I'm not sure we could have a 2008 style moment where we have a ton of defaults at the same time when the vast majority of people are putting over 20% down, and some of them are even all cash buyers too. Hey, Elliot Wave Review, good to see you, my friend. Says, is it just me, or are there more streamers in Miami right now than New York? Potentially. Maybe. I think a lot of people are either here on vacation, and the one and only our pal Action Kid is here. Let's see if we start to buffer here. I don't think we've ever been past Northeast 9th Street on the stream. WW says, would it be worth it to subscribe to the Wall Street Journal in your opinion, Tom? Also, do you read exclusively online? So I try to read, so in my opinion, WW, I do. I subscribe to the Wall Street Journal, Investors Business Daily, and Barron's. But that's mainly because obviously I'm very focused in the investment business. Also, I want to keep up. I think reading financial news now is the only news that's truthful, because it's very hard to fudge financial news in a way, right? Because should you lie on like a company's earnings report or something like that, that's when the SEC gets involved. So through financial media, I think you tend to see a bigger picture holistically about the true health of the economy, and you get a better grasp on things. But that's just in my opinion, but I personally do subscribe to them. I think I still have my student discount, so it's like $10 a month, and it gives me the paper right to my door. But to be honest, I like reading the physical copy of the paper better than online. And the only reason why I say that is because my eyes are really terrible. Like, I was born with horrible eyesight. Like, me and my mother have terrible eyes, and I can't really stare at a screen too long, or I'm going to really mess up my eyes more than I have already. Hey, Miguel's here. Good to see you, Miguel. Check out the Metro Mover across the way here. Very cool. NMB045 says, I wonder how much of the cash used in down payments was gained through the 2020 stock market sell-off. That would be an interesting statistic to explore, NMB045, for sure. I think here's one of the biggest things, but this is a little bit of a piece of anecdotal data. A lot of the realtors that I do talk to that are either acquaintances of mine or, you know, through various groups on Twitter, you'd be surprised who you could meet. A lot of them are saying that a lot of the people who are buying single family homes, duplexes, and even multifamily right now are very wealthy people that are just looking for a place to put their cash, if that makes sense. So wealthy people are buying a second and third property. They're turning those single family homes into rentals. So I think we were talking about this a little bit before on another stream, where the biggest trend in real estate that I'm seeing is a lot of wealthy individuals. It could be big real estate investment trusts. They're actually buying single family homes, not for the purpose of living in them, but for the purpose of renting them out. So I think if this continues, there's going to be a lot of backlash here. And probably regulatory agencies will have to get involved. I don't think they should, but I think it's just, I mean, the prices of these homes can only go up so high. And, you know, we're seeing more and more single family homes being turned into rentals. Yeah, WW says, so everybody is striving to be a landlord. So this is 1000 Museum, but from the south side. Very rarely do we look at it from the south side here. Canyon Overlook says they are causing prices to go up, so it hurts many people. I'm not sure there's a lot of malicious intent in that. You know, one of the stipulations, or I guess I could call it a supposition that I've came to, is, you know, a lot of these eviction moratoriums that were put in place during the 2020 pandemic. You know, if you remember 6 months ago, 8 months ago on the stream, I was saying, I'm like, this is going to blow back in the government's face. This is not going to help people out. If anything, it's going to make the landlords not trust people, in which case it's going to drive rental prices up, because they would rather have their apartment sit vacant than rent to somebody that doesn't have a 750 credit score, somebody that doesn't make 40 times the rent, right? Landlords right now are not budging at all. And oftentimes they're requiring 2 to 3 months rent, sometimes 5 months rent up front, and they're not budging for people. So I think a lot of these eviction moratoriums where these landlords got stiffed, they're saying, never again will I get stiffed. And it's causing a real big problem in the real estate market. Hey, Rich is here, Dino is here. Good to see everybody. Christopher says, what project is that? It looks like, I'm not sure. It says mixed use coming soon, ABV HI Capital, but it says it's a mixed use building. Crystal says 2020 changed a lot of people. People are wanting to be smarter with their money. That is 100% true. And that's a great point too. Miguel says saludos Miguel. Very windy, I apologize for the wind noise. Hey, Steph says, hey Tom, does anybody know of Tom? Good to see you, Steph. Falcon Space is at this rate, I could see RV vans going up for sale. All right, let's try to get out of this wind tunnel here. Steph says, did Tom get the plate from last night? We did, but it did come in very blurry. It was very, very blurry. Hey, Melee is here. Good to see you, Melee. This is good evening, Tom. Hey, David Jones says, New York is more interesting, but Miami is way cleaner. No trash at all on the streets. Yeah, David Jones, I noticed that too when I moved here. I noticed very, very clean streets. Like you can see here, everything is spotless. There's not a piece of trash on the streets at all. Check out this cool art here in this tunnel. Hey, Chris Beeman, the one and only, is here. Good to see you, Chris Beeman. Boulay says, hey, looks quiet. Good to see you, Boulay. So everybody, the average rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage was 4.16% as of Thursday. This is up from 3.09% a year ago, according to Freddie Mac. And the Federal Reserve decided on Wednesday to raise its benchmark federal funds rate for the first time since 2018, which is expected to push mortgage rates even higher. The share of first-time home buyers in the market fell to 29% in February, down from 31% a year earlier. To compete in bidding wars, some buyers are some buyers are offering to purchase houses without any repairs or any inspections, and even offering to pay above the home's appraisal price. So get this is the craziest part of the article. Check this out. I'm not sure if this is fake news or not. You guys could tell me. But it says others are offering sellers gifts, including concert tickets and free vacations. I mean, I don't know if that's that's really laying it on thick. I mean, has anybody ever heard of a story about a buyer offering a seller free concert tickets just so they could pick them to buy the house? I'm not sure about that. I mean, maybe like in one instance, but I don't know who in their right mind would try to bribe a seller of a house with concert tickets. Have you guys ever heard anything like that? Hey, XXX is here. Says good night, everybody. Good to see you, XXX. Yeah, Melee says fake news. Hey, out and about says landlords and tenants looking for renters and roommates have to be aware of squatters / human cockroaches. Exactly. Bingo. Hey, Tina Toomey says that sounds, not enough. Christopher Downer says no. Yeah, I mean, it was in the Wall Street Journal article today. I mean, I understand the journalist is probably trying to really make his or her point about how crazy it is in the housing market. But to be honest, I've never heard of that one. Man, it is windy. Alan Wilson says, yes, I've heard, but I thought it'd be a very limited number of people doing that. Hey, good to see you, the Swan, on this windy night in Miami. I'm trying to cover the microphone the best I can. Hey, Tina Toomey says, Tom, my landlady says she wants good tenants and keeps them in homes. She is special. Very nice. Hey, Gene says, hello, Tom. I hope your week was good. My week was really good. Sorry, man. Tina Toomey. So Tina Toomey, what is your landlady doing to keep the tenants happy? Is she listing rents below market value? Chris Beeman says, Tom, what did you do today? I spent the majority of the day just sort of relaxing. I took the day off, caught up on some reading and stuff like that, and did a little bit of work around the house. I guess you could say a little bit of spring cleaning. Hey, Melee says, Scranton, Pennsylvania was pouring, thunderstorms and windy, 60 miles an hour earlier today. Wow. Hey, the Swan is here, says Tom, lovely footpaths. Yeah, so the Swan, this is near the FTX Arena in downtown Miami. We're approaching 2nd Avenue. Alan Wilson says, Tom, I have heard of buyers appealing to the emotional side and writing heartfelt letters about how much the house would mean to them. I've heard about that. That I've heard about. Hey, Jason Francis says, hello, Tom. Happy Saturday night to everybody. Good to see you. Elliot says, can you legally rent your place on Airbnb in Miami, or is it illegal? It is legal, but it's illegal in some parts. You have to make sure whatever, I guess, sort of town you're in allows it. So here is the Metro Mover station, Park West Station. Hey, Robert Muhammad is here. Says, hi, Tom. Good to see you tonight and hope you're well. Good to see you, Robert. Let me know if we start to buffer. Let's try to see if we can go up here. I think we may start to buffer, so let me know. But I've never been to the Metro Mover platform, so let's check it out. Hey, Tom says, helicopter large one went down in California. That's horrible. Hey, Vasquez says, Tom, rents in Vegas are insane now. My sister-in-law is in the service industry and they can raise it $400. They give California's on it. Dang. California's the big bad wolf. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are trying to jump ship from California.
We appreciate your cooperation and thank you for choosing that. A train to downtown is arriving. Stand back on the platform edge.
Alright, let me know if we're buffering here.
Está llegando un tren a downtown. Manténganse alejados del borde de la plataforma. Permite a los pasajeros salir del tren antes de abordar.
So here is the Metro mover.
Attention passengers. Miami-Dade County reminds passengers to wear a face covering and maintain social distancing at all times while on vehicles at stations and transit stops. Violators may be denied warning and removed from the transit system.
I don't think we've ever been up here before. It's kind of a cool place. Everybody's like, get on the Metro mover. Maybe we will. I'm not sure. Alright, we'll see if we buffer.
This is Park West Station. Please stand clear of the doors and pull the handrails.
Good to see you,
This
Miguel.
train will depart momentarily. The next stop is College North Station. Transfer here for in a loop.
Let's see if I can give you a view of outside. Let's see. Okay, so here we have FTX Arena. It doesn't look too bad. Wow, check out the full moon we got. Thank you, Tortellini. Okay, so I'm not sure where we are going, but I guess we'll find out. Hey, Beijing Charlie, good to see you.
Please hold on. The train is approaching. College North Station. Transfer here for in a loop.
Yeah, I think this is... Should we get off here or should we stay one more? Hey, Lewis's amazing views. Thanks, Tom. Let's see if we could take it one more stop. I'm not sure what this stop would. SUV Carter says one more.
This is
Yeah, John's like Times Square next stop. Melee says get off. Hey, Daniel G's here. I can see a Daniel G.
And hold the handrail. This train will depart momentarily.
So Alan Wilson says I did have a landlord for my office who owned a lot of properties. Tell me she liked to keep her rents below market value. That is a good idea. I think if I ever acquire a lot of real estate, I'll probably do the same thing. Let's take it one more because I'm not sure where this is. We'll take it one more stop. So this is what the Metro Mover looks like in Miami. I guess this is called the Omni Loop. Out and about, just keep going. All right, out and about. We'll get off. I'll get off when out and about tells us to get off. Good to see you, Miguel. Teresa Roberts is Tom. Does the Metro Mover only travel around downtown Miami, or does it also go to other areas? I think it goes around downtown Miami and Brickell.
Government Center Station. Transfer here for Metro Rail.
Yeah, so this is what I look like, guys. But I think you guys have seen me before. Hey, Herbie says thank you for the live stream. Love tuning in. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so XXX makes a good point. Says there's not many seats. I think that's better not to have any seats.
Government Center Station. Transfer here for Metro Rail.
Should we get off here? Let's see. Hey, thank you, Herbie, for the $5 donation. We'll get off here and then we'll get back on. So this is what the Metro Mover looks like. War Walker says no. So this is the government center? Razzle Dazzle, what's up? Hey, Sunshine New York is here. Good to see you. So War Walker is a Miami native. I'm trying to figure out where we are. But this is what the tracks look like on the Metro Mover. Teresa Roberts says, you look like a teenager. Thank you. You know what? This station is extremely clean. And I think it's probably because it is an above ground and outdoor station. So very different from New York City subway. That was actually the first time I've ever taken the Metro Mover in my life. Let's see. Let's see if we get any. Okay. We are now inside. And I guess we could exit here? We can't exit here. Oh, we have to pay something? I thought the Metro Mover was free. Let's see how we get out of here. Maybe this is the stairs to get out. Hopefully we don't start buffering in here. Oh no, I think we're out. I think we're good. We're ready to rock and roll. Happy 70th birthday. It's like you were so lost. We are so lost. I don't know how to get out of here. Oh, maybe we have to go back upstairs? Cynthia Beal, good to see you. Says don't get stuck. WW, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Cosmo, I hope you're doing good. War Walker says, Tom, take the Metro Mover. It will take you back to Bayside. Maybe we'll do that. I'll show you guys the view, I guess, from the Metro Mover platform. Look at all of the construction here. Hey, Randy says, Tom, so great to see what you look like from California. Good to see you, Randy. Ruby Falcone's like, Tom, you got this. You'll get out of here. Yeah, I guess we'll have to figure it out one way or another. But there's some great views of the city. We see the City National Bank building right in front of us. Dante Rose says, Tom, would you ever voice over in a cartoon show? Maybe. So you know what's actually really funny? One of my older clients from way back in the day, he actually owned a television network which produced a show called Nutra Ventures, I think. Has anybody ever heard of that, Nutra Ventures? And I was gonna ask him to do a voiceover on the show, but I didn't. But Ward Walker, if I go to the street level, will it let me out of here somehow? Yeah, I mean, I have no problem paying for it at all. I just thought it was free. I gotta get my card out. Hold on. Wow, check out this building. Beautiful here. All lit up in the colors for Ukraine. Hey, RJ is here. Good to see you, RJ. Miss Brown Eyes is here. Welcome. Christopher Downer says, Tom, is it an old U.S. courthouse? So this is the Aston Martin building right in front of us, right here. So it looks like we have to go. Hey, Marty Lewis is here. Welcome, Marty. All right, let me get out my card. All right, we're back in business. So we will exit. I got the card out. Hey, Shop by Scott says, Tom, you only have to pay if you transfer to the Metro Rail. That's not an exit. It's just to get to the Metro Rail. Just follow the signs to the street exit. Ah, well, this place says exit, but it says emergency exit only. Shop by Scott, thank you, my friend. Ah, here we are, exit to the street. Use the double doors. Perfect. Oop. Hey, thank you. To street. So this is the Stephen P. Clark Center. Exit to the bus. Ah, here we are. So we made it out. Yeah, Mike C says that was way harder than it should have been. So this is the Metro Rail that I guess you have to pay for. I've never taken either of them, so that was kind of cool to jump on board. Very clean, very cool place. Hey, QBiz says, hey, Tom and gang, good to see you, QBiz. SME Media says, free at last. QBiz, we were talking about the housing market. Obviously, on Friday, we heard from the National Association of Realtors. Existing home sales fell off of a cliff and cratered, but it was not for the reason many people thought. I'll give you guys one more look at the Metro Mover. home sales crater not because of there's no demand. There's just really literally no supply. So I think the biggest number that's going to be most important to listen to is next week when we hear about pending home sales, because once a home goes into contract, it takes probably about a month or a couple weeks for closing to complete. But the article we were just reading in the Wall Street Journal was insane. So many people are bidding up the price of homes, foregoing their home inspections. It's really crazy. Everybody, Tudor Perini is a construction company. It is a publicly traded company under the ticker symbol TPC, I believe, Tudor Perini. And way back in the day, Carl Icahn's hedge fund had a massive position in Tudor Perini. But let's try to head back to civilization, because this place looks like a major construction zone. But QBiz, I hope you're having a good day so far. So this looks like the Miami-Dade courthouse. Beautiful, all lit up in the colors. Hey, Ren10 says, Tom, most homes in Silicon Valley are going for several $100,000 over asking. I saw one home going for $1.5 million over ask. That, my friends, is insane. Rick says, it would be interesting to compare the percentage of FHA versus conventional financing options money in recent years due to the heated housing market. That would be very interesting data. You know, I think there is a guy, I'm trying to remember his name, but he's on Twitter, that he does really, really good work in terms of data for the housing market. I forget his name, but if you follow me on Twitter, Walks Wall Street, I always retweet a lot of his data. And I think he has a lot of that conventional versus FHA. Hey, Carol H is here. Good to see you, Carol. Welcome. I see the Swan. Mike C says, no way I would do something that risky and buy a house sight unseen. Yeah, I would never do that either. But you're seeing a lot of first-time naive home buyers waive all of these inspections. And I think that's going to come home to roost for them at some point, because in real estate, you know, all the money is made at the buy, right? So you never want to forego any sort of inspection, because what if there's something structurally wrong with the property? That could be a big issue. Well, it seems like the internet is actually pretty good here. We've never tested it before here. This is the circuit and county courts. Hey, Canyon Overlook says, this is why the mean price is 370,000. Median price in Nebraska is 205. Yep, you're 100% right. I think you're seeing coastal cities like New York, you know, places in California like the Valley, San Francisco, even Miami. I think Miami is now the most expensive real estate market in the United States. So to your point, all of these ridiculous prices here are bringing up the national average. So this is the City National Bank building, the Wells Fargo building, and then you could barely see it because it's not finished yet, but that is the Aston Martin building right behind the JW Marriott. At least that's City National Bank. Hey, Lee is here, so that's the civil and parking court for the county. Yeah, Lee, we just took the Metro Mover for the first time. Very good experience. Sidewalk is closed. Hey, Sophie M says, Tom, house prices have also gone through the roof here in Australia. Wow. Yeah, Sophie, it seems like Ever since the 2020 COVID crisis, with all of this money printing, the housing market just went insane. Because if you think about it, who's going to want to list their home for sale and worry about moving during a global pandemic? I think COVID really taught people, you know, to be better with their finances. And also, if you have a house, I think people are going to hang on to it for a lot longer, to be in my eyes at least. Hey, Lockjaw is here. Good to see you, Lockjaw. Hey, Jesse says, Tom, there's a lot of scammers calling me and offering to buy my house sight unseen, calling 3 times a week. Jesse, I'm getting the same calls on my cell phone. I'm getting the same calls on my cell phone. So what I think is happening, and this is allegedly, I can't confirm it, I think the mortgage companies are selling our data to like these cold caller people or these house flippers. And I'm getting calls too, like, hey, I just saw you bought a house. We're in the real estate flipping business, and all this nonsense. Which I definitely don't want to be a part of, but I'm getting hammered by those calls too. Also, robocalls. Has robocalls for anybody else been unrelenting? Yeah, so Brian makes a great point. People working from home, they just want their home office. You're correct. Yeah, Curtis's scammers are now sending weekly postcards too. Oh, check out this wall here, beautiful, with all the artwork. Well, here we have some New York City scaffolding. Hey, Luis Gomez Garcia, thank you so much. I just saw your donation. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Ruby Falcone says, Tom, I always get calls from my dad's house. His name is, okay. And they call me Rudy, that's why. Yeah, that must be annoying. Mike C says, Tom, my Google Voice gets hammered with robocalls, not as much on my regular cell phone. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those MVNOs probably, what's another one? You got Google Voice, and then you also have, I'm blanking on the name here, guys. There's also another very popular MVNO. I believe that's owned by Ryan Gosling. Does anybody remember the name of that MVNO? Ryan Gosling owns it. But if you guys are enjoying the stream tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video. And thank you for joining. Mint. Jared, you're right. Mint Mobile. Yeah, so Mint Mobile is another one of those MVNOs. And essentially what an MVNO is they wholesale a lot of the data. Well, not necessarily wholesale. But essentially they are leasing, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile cellular towers. So when you use one of these MVNOs, you're really just using all 3 major carriers and roaming off of their networks. Hey, Cosmo Scary says, I use an MVNO, good for most things except streaming. Yeah, and it's very affordable too. So Cosmo, to your point, MVNOs are very good, but here's the thing that happens. It's called network prioritization. So if a carrier sees a Mint Mobile user crushing like 50 gigabytes per stream, like me, they're gonna tell you, okay, there's no way we're gonna allow you to do that. So they're gonna throttle you. So they have many, many different roaming agreements with people. And, if you're just a very light cell phone user, I think an MVNO is the way to go because you could probably get it for like $15 a month, $10 a month. But if you try to do streaming or anything like that or tethering, you're probably going to get deprioritized on the network. Hey, Danny Kennedy says work for T-Mobile. Hey, awesome. T-Mobile is a great company. I think T-Mobile is best positioned for the 5G rollout, mainly because when they acquired Sprint, a lot of people like to call it M&A. But really, if you look at the financials, it's essentially T-Mobile just bought Sprint, really. And when T-Mobile bought Sprint, they acquired a lot of precious mid-band spectrum. And a lot of that mid-band spectrum is what's going to be used for 5G. So I think they're in a very, very good spot. So this is the Alfred DuPont building. Check out how beautiful the ceilings look inside. Emilio J says, Tom, I want to see Action Kid used as the new Verizon marketing spokesperson. I do too. That'd be awesome. I think he could get a good deal with them. XX says, geez, this part looks like New York City, Tom. It kind of does a little bit, actually. Raise 3 RP XRP says they have the record for most shootings in an establishment. Interesting. Christopher Downer says people have weddings inside. Look at this thing. Hey, Off the Hook says, Tom, Cali is proposing a tax on home flippers who resell in less than 3 years to stop them from taking up the inventory. Yeah, so, I mean, California is all backwards. The reason why home prices are so expensive in California is because, number one, the zoning laws and being able to get permits to build is almost impossible in California. Hey, Sherry is here. So, Tom, I hope you and Action Kid can collaborate soon. Yes, we will. I'm definitely going to see Action Kid very, very soon, but I think he's extremely busy right now with, moving in. And I just want to let him settle in. Tony Cortez is here. Good to see you. Hey, Benjamin says that's for the valet. Danny Kennedy says you're a contractor for T-Mo. Very cool. So I actually walked up this street during the day on a work day. This street is absolutely packed on a work day. Extremely, extremely packed. So I walk right up here and go to Brickell downtown as I commute to work. Hey, John says very warm weather in New Jersey, 72 degrees, didn't need a jacket. Love that, John. That weather is beautiful. Yeah, Ruby, you're right. I mean, Ruby, I think I told you before too, like, I severely, severely underestimated moving. It's a lot of work. Moving is definitely a lot of work. It's not easy. But I believe this place is an apartment. And the architecture almost reminds me of New York City a little bit. Like, if I started the stream here and didn't tell anybody where we were, you would probably think this is New York. Yeah, Ken Glass's scaffolding looks like New York, you're right. And this is probably a little interesting speakeasy type bar. It seems like a natural wine bar here. Yeah, Danny Kennedy says, I've moved 9 times in my life. Not good. It's a lot, especially if you're buying something. It's just a lot to get settled in, to your point. But now that US 10-year Treasury yield is above 2%, mortgage rates are above 4%. And everybody's freaking out about that. But on a historical basis, to have 4% interest rates on a 30-year fix, that's nothing. So, I mean, if the market can't handle that, and if everybody thinks the market is going to crash on 4% 30-year fixed rate mortgages, I mean, when rates really get going, I think people are going to have a bad time. But I really don't think that's going to be a big issue, especially because there's so much demand. I think in the short term, even if rates go to 6 or 7%, I think it'll be able to be absorbed. But in all honesty, I would actually like to see housing prices come down a little bit, because there was actually a study, I believe this was from Harvard Business School, that the vast majority of new single-digit millionaires in America they were made by owning a piece of real estate. So real estate, your equity in your home, is one of the most important things for building wealth in your family. And I believe, unfortunately, America seems to be turning into a renter nation, which is going to hold a lot of people back from building wealth and passing on that real estate down to their families for generation to generation. Hey, Danny Kennedy says, Tom, land is also outrageous here in Texas now. It used to be reasonable. Wow. Chris, good to see you. War Walker says downtown Miami is getting much better now. A couple years back, you would never see anybody walking there at this time of night. Is that true? I never knew that. Well, War Walker, you know what I did notice? And I think you told me about this before. But if you walk down a couple of these blocks and go down to the left, you do see a lot of broken down stuff and some abandoned stuff and a little bit of homelessness. But things seem to be getting better because it seems like on every single retail storefront, it seems like there's something that's coming soon or new development or something like that. So I could definitely see or definitely believe you there. But here we are at the Whole Foods market. This is one of the best Whole Foods I've ever been to, but also one of the most expensive. I went in here to get a juice. It was like an orange juice. It was almost $10. It was insane. Hey, Razzle Dazzle 786 says there's another YouTuber who decided to buy a condo or townhouse on the Upper East Side, and the whole time I'm thinking, please watch Tom's channel before you do. So who was it? I mean, so Razzle Dazzle, one of the things that I will say about that, even though I decided to buy a place here as opposed to New York, really the only reason why I didn't buy a property in New York was because of the property taxes. I couldn't afford it at the time. But as time goes on, I still really, really want to buy a place in New York, right? My family is there. But I mean, the only thing about buying, I don't know, I'm just very afraid of all the HOA fees. I'd rather much own my own house. I don't know, I gotta figure that out. Ooh, I wonder what happened. There's been a lot of crazy drivers on the streams, if you guys remember correctly. Oh, I think the guy hit the curb maybe right here. Lee says, Tom, you only think you do. Good to see you, Lee. Oh, Lee, thank you for your email last night. Razzle Dazzle says she felt like it was a waste paying rent. She thinks it's better to buy instead. Yeah, I mean, if she has the money and she's well capitalized, I would say buying is probably better. But if you can make some sort of yield on that, like if you're renting the property out, then I think maybe it's good. But Razzle Dazzle, I think I know who you're talking about. Is the person named Angela, I believe? Yeah, Tina Toomey says learn homeowner stuff and then add on. Out and about's like, Tom, blame it on the full moon. A lot of crazies out. Hey, Jackie M says I'm looking for a rental in New York now. Jackie, where in New York are you looking? Are you looking in the city or upstate or where? Well, supposedly the majority of the deals to be had in New York right now are in Queens. Ah, Razzle Dazzle says her name is Joy May. I'm gonna check it out. As we are waiting at one of these egregiously long lights. Al Baker says, Tom, if you become a Florida resident, you can file for a homestead tax exemption. Yeah, so Al Baker, I think I'm gonna do that. But the only thing is I missed the cutoff for this year, which is unfortunate. I think you need to do it before January 1st. So I did miss the tax exemption for this year. But supposedly once I file for the homestead exemption, I'll be able to get a 50% break on my property taxes on the appraised value of the house. Or excuse me, a $50,000 deduction on the appraisal value. So that should reduce my property taxes maybe by a couple $100, which is good. Trace Roberts says, where are the people? Where is the restaurants? Where is the nightlife? New York City Times Square is filled with people. Yeah, so Times Square is a very, very small segment of New York that is a major, major tourist attraction. We were just walking in downtown Miami, which there's very few restaurants, a lot of courthouses. But as we walk over to Brickell and Mary Brickell Village are where the majority of the restaurants and things are. But Times Square is a very, very, very small subsegment of New York where a lot of tourists go and very seldom do New Yorkers go. But Times Square is usually always filled with people 24/7, 365. Yeah, Warwalker's right as well. A lot of people are on South Beach. So last night we were streaming from South Beach and it was crazy for the spring breakers, and we saw a massive car accident, a very bad hit and run. Hey, D-Dog is here. Good to see you. Hey, Larry H says, have you ever came across Action Kid? Not in person. Not in person just yet. But good to see you, Larry. Welcome. So now this is Southeast 4th Street. Hey, Cindy Foley says, hey Tom, enjoying March Madness basketball games. You know, ever since COVID, I've just been totally out of the loop on sports. I should probably get back into it for sure. Hey, Q-Biz says, hey Tom, walk straight into the Epic Hotel parking lot and you will see a nice view of Miami River. Oh, really? So Q-Biz, you're saying if I walk into this crowd right here, right? Are we allowed to do that? If we're allowed to do that, I'm down. I've never been over there before. Alan Wilson says, Tom, check on that date.
Instagram Live.
Hey.
I'm a drunk.
Oh, nice. Just check on that date. I think it's later. Alan Wilson, the date for what? Oh, the date for the homestead? I don't think so. The date for the homestead exemption is January 1st. I'm just gonna let these guys go first. Santos is traffic jam. Falling Iguana says Little Havana in the house. Very cool. So this is supposedly what the Aston Martin building is gonna look like once it's complete. I'm not sure if it's actually gonna glow white, or is that just what they're doing to make it stick out? But if Q-Biz thinks we're allowed to film over here, then we will see if we can go to the Miami Riverwalk. Hey Alex, see Alex Reyes, good to see you. Welcome. Wow. Look at all these cars here. Massive I'm not sure if, can we get down here? I think it may be closed off. Let's see if, Q-Biz is right. Wow, very cool. I don't think we've ever been here on the stream so far. So this is the Epic Hotel Marina. private property. Wow, this place looks beautiful here. So usually on the stream, everybody, we walk across this bridge right here. Hey, Timberwolf 720 says, Tom, you can go into the hotel and up to the pool with a great view. Yeah, this is awesome. QBiz, thank you for the recommendation. This is pretty cool. Wow. You know, it almost looks like New York a little bit. All right, let's see if the internet will hold up here. Hey Sherry, good to see you. Well, listen to the sound of the Hey, Durman says, I just booked my flight to New York City. Awesome, man. Hey, Ken is here. What's up, Ken? Well, look at the color on this yacht, everybody. It's like such a glossy black. So all of these buildings across the way are in Brickell. And here's another boat coming by here. So this building right here is called the W Hotel. Jackie M, it says it sounds like one big party for college students in Miami. So I think this is a very good steak place here. The Swan, what do you think about the atmosphere here, the Swan? I know you are in Ireland right now. I'd love to know your thoughts. But check out the color on the top of the boat here. QBiz says, Tom, it's a Japanese restaurant. Check out the water from here. Hey, Anthony's here. Just found your internet by accident. Very nice. Are you also new to Florida like Action Kid? Yeah, so Anthony, thank you for watching. I am new to Florida. I just bought a place down here about 4 months ago. And I am from New York City, but I will be splitting my time about 50-50 between New York and Miami. QBiz says, Tom, follow the path to Brickell on the other side of the bridge. Let's do that. I don't think we've ever done that yet on the channel. Teresa Roberts is party time. Well, let me know if you guys could see the inside of the restaurant. It looks beautiful here. Hey, our friend NNB045 is here. This is Tom, I like the background music, thanks. Hey, NNB045, I hope you're doing well in Canada. Always good to hear from you, NNB045. El Feo says, Ayo Tom, what do you do for a living, my man? I am in enterprise tech sales. So I sell software as well as hardware to Fortune 500 and Fortune 50 companies. And more specifically, a lot of my existing book of business is a lot of the large hospitals, home healthcare agencies, and nursing homes. Hey, Falling Iguanas says, Tom, gentrification has taken Miami by storm, and it's much nicer than it was in the 80s. We went from murder capital to one of the safest big cities in the country. Hey, Clarence is here. Hey, Clarence, there's a whole lot of boogie woogie party like it's 99. Good to see you. This is just such a beautiful spot. I'm not sure how well it's coming out on the stream, but it almost is like I just want to sit here all day and just look at the view. It's that relaxing here. Hey, Juliana says, hey Tom, I'm from Brazil, welcome. So I think we're gonna take QBiz advice and walk under here. Just let me know if the internet goes in and out, everybody. We could actually jump in for a swim right here. NMB045 says, do it, just get a sun chair and sit there all day. I may do that. It's beautiful under here. This part looks a little sketchy, but we'll brave it and we'll walk through it. I trust QBiz. Larry H says, hey Tom, what made you move to Miami? Mainly for business purposes, business reasons. And I really wanted to break into real estate. And so I bought my first investment property here. But as I make more money and as I become more financially stable, I will be buying a property in New York. It's just the property taxes are way too egregious in New York City. And I think over the years of being in tech sales, I've established a pretty good book of business and network of relationship in New York City, New York State. So I think it's important to, while I'm still relatively young, expand my network into other states so I could grow the business and meet more people. But everybody, just a quick update. I will be sending out the 19th issue, which is a free financial newsletter I write for everybody. I try to get it out every week, but I will be sending that out Monday afternoon. So if you want to read that, it has a lot of good information on there, not only on the US equity markets, but on emerging markets, as well as the commodities. If you type !news, NEWS in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link where you could sign up for free, and I will email you that newsletter on Monday. So please make sure you get that. You do not want to miss it. But this is the W Hotel here. So for all of our Miami natives on the stream, is this like a tour boat, I believe? Looks like a tour boat here. We'll keep walking down this way. But QBiz, thank you for the recommendation. We would have never came down here if it wasn't for you. Beautiful location. This is called the Biscayne Lady. The boat. Hey Trace, this is Tom. Why did you choose Miami, not another city in Florida like Tampa? Because I've been coming to Miami almost every year on like vacation and things like that. And I really just fell in love with the city. I mean, it is so beautiful here. It was almost unbelievable the first time I came here. It was that beautiful. I remember when I first came off the plane, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, how do people live like this? I couldn't believe it. And look, Miami's not for everybody. It's very hot, very humid, very sticky here. But that is just the type of climate that I like. You know, I'm from Long Island, New York, where it is very humid in the summer, so I like it all year round like that. Yeah, QBiz is Tom. Imagine chilling here during the daytime when all the party yachts go by. Hemp Lord, what do you think of this boat here, man? Jackie Emson says, I'm from Chicago, so I like that humidity too. Yeah, I mean, Jackie, the thing about, to your point, I don't really do well in very dry environments. I remember one time I had to go to Las Vegas for a business trip. And when I'm telling you, it was literally, I was there for the hottest temperature ever recorded in the United States. You could look it up, I'm not lying. This was about 2 years ago, and it was the exact day where Las Vegas reached, I think it was 125 degrees, and it was the hottest temperature ever recorded ever anywhere in the United States. I think in the world too. And it was so dry, I thought I was gonna die. I was like, I can't live in a place like that. But you know, for some people, they like it. I'm just not a big fan. Jackie M says California is way too dry. You know, I would actually like to live in California, but I just couldn't afford it. Because California is beautiful. I've never been there, but my parents were telling me that it is absolutely gorgeous. Wow, everybody check out this shot. You have a beautiful full moon here in Miami. Check that out. Here, let me sit down so you guys can see it. Wow. Somebody take a screenshot of that. That is beautiful here. Hey, Gibson says, Tom, Miami has the third largest skyline. No, Larry H says, Tom, Miami has the third largest skyline in the United States after New York City and Chicago. I gotta get to Chicago. Hey, Gibson says, I've been to Miami many times. I love it there. By January and December, the temperature is nice. You're right. Agreed 100%. NMB045 says, I've been to Southern California many times. Laguna Beach is awesome. Yeah, I really gotta go check that out. Enough Expert, I have not heard of that company. What do they do specifically? Also, if you guys want to connect in the Discord, we do have the Walks in Wall Street Discord up. So for networking opportunities, sharing our thoughts on the financial markets, please go in the link in the description of this video and join us on Discord. And you could also follow us on Twitter at Walks Wall Street. Hey, Alan is here. This is Jacksonville, Florida. Nice, beautiful to walk downtown at night. You know, I was in Jacksonville just recently. I was actually trying to win a big deal at a major hospital in Jacksonville, but I actually lost that deal to a massive company called CDW. But I guess you can't win them all, because the client does millions of dollars of business with CDW and they do not do millions of dollars of business with me. So I unfortunately did lose that deal. Chris Beeman is from Arizona. I'd love to play some golf in Arizona. Hey, the Miami rep is here. Hey, Miami rep, good to see you. Says, hey Tom, yet another beauty outside. I'm loving Miami so far. Loving it. All right, let's see how far we could walk down here on the Riverwalk. But check out the Metro Move. Maybe one night we'll take the Metro Mover across the river here and we could see an amazing view. Yeah, somebody says I wouldn't get that close to the water in Florida. Are there alligators here though? I think the alligators are only in the Everglades, but I could be wrong. Oh, let's watch the boat take off. Let's see. Yes, Forever 18 says Miami boom has been booming for a while. This city doesn't have that much people coming from Asia, but more from South America. You know, there are some Asian people moving here. I actually have a couple clients from Shenzhen that now purchase really nice properties here, and they own a electronic visit verification company in Shenzhen. Hey, Rin says, how many lines are on the light rail? Do you know? I'm not too sure. Looks like it's coming right for me, guys. Hey, R9464, it's great to see you as always. Looking forward to your live feeds. Oh, I think they're turning around. Wow, check that out. That takes some real skill to turn this thing around, man. Hey, Paranormal Witness Girl says, hop in, Tom. Yeah, get in, I wish. Samantha J's like on board. Oh, sorry about that.
That's my bad. And on the throw up there.
Brian says, this is a beautiful yacht. Indeed it is. NMB 045 says, Tom, Shenzhen is a bustling city of 25 million, very close to Hong Kong, which is only 6 million. Yeah, and I was reading a little article in Investors Business Daily today that says Shenzhen now overtakes New York City for the most billionaires in the city. So New York City used to have the most billionaires, but I believe Shenzhen just took it over in February. Ken is like thruster pods. Oh, check this out, everybody. So this thing is so massive that they're putting up the drawbridge. So let's walk over there and see what it looks like. with the boat going under the bridge there. Man, it's very lively here tonight, everybody. Yeah, Cabrini, I did see what happened in New York City walking show. That's horrible. I feel so bad about that. But he handled it well. I'm glad he hammered that guy. Wow, this place looks beautiful. Perhaps this is a lobby to a hotel or something like that. Hey, DJ Mike's, it's Tom. It's pouring raining right now in Queens. I'll be back in New York City this week. So let's walk across. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk across this bridge. And we will go to Brickell. But just a quick recap, the discussion for tonight, we were talking about home sales decline as supply tightens. So we were talking about that 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now bumping up on that 4% range. And rising mortgage rates are also contributed to the 7.2% drop in previously owned homes. So home sales cratered, but not because of a lack of demand, but because a lack of supply. Hey, Roy S is here. Good to see you. Sabrina Fair says, meanwhile, BlackRock exponentially increases their portfolio. Yeah, so we've been seeing a lot of institutional investors come into the single-family housing market, buying up a lot of the single-family homes to use for rentals because supposedly the margins are really good. So QBiz, can I go up this thing? I'm not sure if I can. War walkers like Tom, lots of hangovers tomorrow. Hey, WW says, I love capitalism, but that's basically a picture-perfect illustration of capitalism at its worst right there. Interesting perspective. Rocio says, hey Tom, me and my husband are watching. You might be able to see some shrimp if you get close to the water right there with the lights. Let's see that. So I guess if we look at the water, we may be able to see some shrimp. I'm not sure if you guys remember. I think a couple streams ago we saw some dolphins in here. Hey, Daniel G, good to see you, my friend. Daniel G is joining us from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Daniel G, I was eating at an Argentinian and Venezuelan restaurant today in Miami. Hey, Christine, this is Tom. It looks like a relaxing walk on the Miami River as opposed to the craziness of Lincoln Mall in South Beach. Yeah, you're right. Huge contrast from last night. Huge contrast. Tina to me says, ooh, I want to see dolphins. So where I live a little bit further in North Miami. I live on this creek and you could see manatees every night swimming through. It's the most amazing thing ever. If you look on my Instagram, I actually have some videos of the manatees. It's so beautiful. Oops, sorry about that, I'm getting a call. XRP says Tom should have bought XRP. I don't own any XRP, unfortunately. I only have Bitcoin and Ethereum. But speaking about that, the Walks on Wall Street channel, we will be live at the Bitcoin 2022 conference where we will be front row and center during Michael Novogratz's keynote speech, as well as Michael Saylor and Kathy Wood. So if you guys are interested in listening to those keynote speeches, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we will be live from the Bitcoin 2022 conference later in April. Hey, Fernando Lima says, I love Miami. A big hug for you. Good to see you. The wind is starting to pick up. Hey, Alan says many big cities going to be overwhelmed with people moving there, becoming big thing, especially down south. I think you're right. Hey, Ibrahim Azam says I'm starting to like Miami. I would never live there, but I would love to visit one day. Yeah, Ibrahim, you gotta visit. I definitely want to try to visit where you are in California sometime soon. Alan Wilson says the manatees say that every night. They see the same guy standing in the same place. Funny. Check out this clock. Roy S says, do you choose the speakers that are covered at the conference? So if you have a press pass, I think you're allowed to see like 5 of them because it's going to be so crowded. But I think that Kathy Wood is probably the most anticipated one. Also, I'm hoping to get a chance to see the Winklevoss twins. But it may be difficult, so just be wary of that. But I'm going to try my best. But we will have the conference pass, so we'll be walking around. But we'll definitely be front row and center for at least some of the keynote speeches. Hey, Andrea says, yep, everything is fancy in Miami. Ken Glass says, Tom, please go where all the boats go. Yeah, I wonder where they're traveling to. Yeah, Melee says, Tom, it's very hot and humid in the summer in Miami. Be prepared to sweat. All right, let's try to make our way out of here. Oh, can't go this way. We can go this way. Very tight squeeze here, everybody. I wonder how much a lot of these cars go for. I think the Rolls-Royce cars tend to go for what, like 200,000? I don't know if I could ever spend that much on a car. I mean, geez, it's just a car. Besides, I think when we walk around, we may get a little bit better exercise anyway. Hey, Brad's Brain. Good to see you, my friend Brad. Hey, Joey Coffee says hello all. Good to see you, Joey. Everybody, if you want to check out an awesome guy, very good local coffee company in New York, check out Joey. And Joey, feel free to put the link in the description to your coffee company. Joey was actually nice enough to send me some samples of his coffee. So he has his own coffee company in New York. Fantastic product, great small business. You got to check it out. So please, the moderators, I think we have a Nightbot command for Joey's Ami. I think it's Ami. Is that pronounced correctly? Kathy Ami, I believe. I'm horrible pronunciation, but please check it out. Joey, I think I'm gonna order the cans of the iced coffee from you again. I ran out. Because Joey, those are so convenient. If you could get those in the grocery stores, I would buy them regularly. It's literally like drinking a can of soda, but it's coffee. It's the most convenient thing. Very creative idea. I don't know what that was. Something just flew across the street. Hey, it's just camera. Good to see you. Hey, Christina says, Tom, my friend Jesse is heading down to Miami for a week. He will be at the club space near Wynwood. Oh, Christina, Wynwood is beautiful. Wynwood is one of my favorite places ever in Miami. That place is absolutely gorgeous. He's really gonna like Wynwood. I went there for the first time in my life last week. Very creative. It almost reminds me a little bit of Brooklyn. It has that very hipstery vibe. Very good place. You're gonna like it a lot. So this is the JW Marriott. Look at all the traffic being backed up here. A lot of traffic in Miami. So here we are at the Miami Tower. Love the color on it. But if you guys are enjoying the stream tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video. It helps more people enjoy the sights and sounds of Miami as well. Okay, so we're gonna walk over the bridge and get back to Brickell. And we'll be able to see where we were standing just before. Wow, a lot of party buses out tonight. Oh, we got the bridge going up. So we'll get to see the drawbridge go up, everybody. It should be cool. I guess we'll wait here until it goes up. Hey, Elias says, hello, Tom from the Dominican Republic. Hey, Elias. Check this out. Yeah, I guess we'll catch the boat coming through. I'm not sure which side it's going to come from. Is that it? No way it's going up for this little guy. Yeah, Emilio J. Emilio's like, you could really make some money if you own a car exhaust shop in Miami. Oh, here comes the gates. So we're gonna be front row and center once the bridge goes up. I think we saw the bridge go up one other time too. I hope these guys don't try to go around the gate. Oh no, they're just looking. These guys are pulling it. WW says this is a great stream, Tom. Yeah, I'm enjoying it too. I think this is one of my favorite streams of the week. It's good that we got to relax and hang out with each other tonight. Oh, check it out, guys. It's coming up now. Yeah, Victor, you're 100% right. So Victor says, Tom, be careful. I heard about the lady who fell across the bridge when the bridge was opening. Yeah, I mean, people have their earphones in or whatever they're doing. You got to pay attention because she was walking across the bridge and she fell through. It wasn't here. I believe it was in Fort Lauderdale, I believe. I probably should be staying back a little bit more. Here, I'll put it to wide angle lens. Oop, I think wide angle's no good. Yeah, here it is coming up. So here's the boat that was coming through, everybody. That's pretty big, actually. Hydrodose says, are you using a gimbal? We are. Wow, everybody, check out that full moon over Miami tonight. Really unreal. Wow, this boat is a monster that's coming by now. Wow, that one is, I think that one's even bigger than the last one. Well, I think if you guys remember, it was about 2 weeks ago, we saw a massive yacht like that, but it actually had a helicopter on the top of it. It was insane. All right, so the bridge is now going back down. I wonder where the guy is that's operating this. Oh, he must be, he's in there. Right in that little house. Hey, Michelle McGraw, good to see you. Welcome, Michelle. Hey, Vicky Cortez is here. Says, hey, Tom. Big full moon here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Beautiful. Yeah, Vicky, it's a big full moon here, too. Beautiful night in Miami. Christina says, Tom, did you ever take a boat cruise in Miami to Star Island? I didn't, not yet. Hey, Jonathan's, wow, helicopter on a yacht. Sounds like something at a GTA. Yeah, Jonathan, I think I have some photos of it, but supposedly it is a billionaire from Switzerland that sold 2 pharmaceutical companies, and I believe they are publicly traded. I just don't remember which companies they are. All right. We will continue on our walk. let you guys know, this is where we were walking before. We were right down here, walking right here. Yeah, Curtis's sailing is the best.
Carpet.
I tend to get a little bit seasick though. If you look straight ahead, this is the Bank of America Tower. So we are headed to Brickell, which is the financial center, or as they call it, the Wall Street of Miami. I think there's also the JP Morgan Chase building down here. So Michelle McGraw, we tried to get the license plate from last night. I think it was too blurry, so I don't think they can do anything about it, unfortunately.
I got that too.
But I think it's too blurry, so. Hey, Vinny P, good to see you. So this is the W Hotel, where a lot of the columns here look like faces. No. A lot of traffic tonight in Miami. All right, so this is the entrance to the W Hotel. Hey, Hemp Lords, it's Tom. I had a client come to my shop. Hey. Yes, Forever 18 says gentrification will push a lot of people moving out of New York City, Los Angeles, Miami. Will see population keep growing. Many Floridians actually work in New York City too. Yeah, I work in New York City as well. But the only thing is Miami is actually getting expensive now too. I think it's the most expensive city in the United States in terms of the rental price. But the only thing where we get a little bit of a break is the state income tax. We don't have to pay any state income tax, which is good. Because in New York, you have to pay the state income tax as well as the city tax. So everybody, this is Panther Coffee. Very good coffee shop. Probably one of the best coffee shops I've ever been to in my life. This is a satellite location, which is located in the W Hotel. But if you're ever in Miami, I would very, very highly recommend you go to Wynwood and try out Panther Coffee. Fantastic here. Not better than our pal Joey's Coffee, but pretty close. Pretty close. Very good spot. Q-Biz says, hey Tom, that hotel has a nice bar on the rooftop. Great views of Miami. We'll definitely have to check it out one day, for sure. I just don't know if they're going to get upset with filming inside, so I'll probably wait on that. Lewis says, Tom, how could you read the chat while walking? I try to read as many as I can. So I think out of all the columns, these are the most distinct here. So you see the two eyes and the mouth and the nose. Christina says Panther Coffee is like Lion's Coffee in Honolulu, Hawaii. Never been to Honolulu. John says you like the faces. Yeah, Gene says creepy entrance to the W Hotel. So we're about to see the Cipriani. which is a very upscale place where we always walk past it either on Wall Street or outside of the Grand Central Terminal, Grand Central Station. Hey, Mark Saints' Stonehenge, Miami style. Oh, that's a nice Tesla. This guy, I think, is at a Tesla Model Y. The Swan says, if I owned this place, I would just leave a car inside of it. It is just fabulous. So the Swan, do you guys have anything like this in Ireland or something similar? Yeah, take me to the sea, says it looks like a bunch of baked potatoes. John says, is this a hotel? It is a hotel, but I also think it doubles as residential apartments too. I think you can get a 1-bedroom, studios, 2-bedroom, and I believe the rents range from about $2,200 all the way up to $8,000 a month, depending on the unit you get. So pretty expensive, but you know, we've been seeing that same trend. I think the median rental price is $1,000. I mean, $3,400, excuse me. Please, I mean, hopefully not 4,000, but $3,400 is the median rent price. All right, so this is a little bit more quieter, a little bit more relaxed place. This is the Miami Riverwalk, and we are looking at Brickell Key. So if you walk across this bridge that you see at the bottom right-hand corner, this is Brickell Key, where you have the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, which they also have a fantastic location in New York City in the old Time Warner Center, which is now the Deutsche Bank Towers. And then this is the brand new Aston Martin building that is not complete yet, but it is going to look unbelievable once it's complete. Hey XXX, thank you for joining tonight. We will see you in the next one. Hey Roberts, is Tom, is Brickell Key a man-made island? I'm not too sure about that. But it is beautiful standing by the water. Yeah, Alan says they're building a lot of nice buildings. So I think the most anticipated building here in Southern Florida, I know it's a pretty big claim, but I believe it is the, what's it called? The Waldorf Astoria Residences. So if anybody Googles Waldorf Astoria Residence here in downtown Miami, supposedly the building is going to be the tallest residential apartment building south of New York City. It is going to be amazing. It's going to be massive. It's going to look crazy. If you guys want to Google it, you could see just the very unique shape and the unique architecture of the building. It is going to be the Waldorf Astoria right here in downtown Miami. So I'm thinking about every day that I commute to work, once construction starts, I'm gonna take a picture of it. Oh, look at the dog. I'm gonna take a picture of the building to create some sort of like a time lapse. I think that'll be cool. Hey, yes, Forever 18 says, wow, I live in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, less than $1,700 a rent, and utilities, 3 people, 2 rooms, and 1 dining room. That's a pretty good deal. Hey, QBiz says, Tom, the Aston Martin building will glow at night once completed, just like the pictures. That is going to be insane. Can you guys imagine streaming from down here and this building is going to glow bright white? That's going to be insane. I mean, just look at how massive this building is. Here we have another boat pulling in. Out and about says, are you renting the office space? I have a little WeWork space, so it allows me access to any of the WeWork locations between Miami and New York City. So I'll give you guys one more look at the W Hotel from here. WW is like we lurk at WeWork. Funny. The LJ Fighters has promised to give us a tour when you move in. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, I'm not sure, this was when I first started the channel. We used to do a lot of live streams from my office in the city, like midday streams, just like a study and relax stream. I'm thinking about bringing that back. I may set up one camera in New York and one camera here in Miami, or when I'm in New York, we'll stream during the day. I'm gonna get a second phone just to stream out the window to see the view. And then just leave the chat open for whoever wants to chat. Wow, check out the full moon here, guys, though. Check it out. Wow, that is just amazing with the buildings, the palm trees, the full moon, and the clouds in the background. Unbelievable. Hey, Sergey says, I had depression because so many negative news from Ukraine and Russia, but I see now your broadcast and my mood is now better than it was. It helps me relax. Thank you so much. Hey, Sergey, that's awesome to hear. Very happy you're feeling better, and welcome to the stream. Always a pleasure to have you here. James says, good evening, Tom. Good evening, James. Good to see you. Oh man, does anybody know what time it is? Can we just get a quick time check? I just want to make sure I'm not going to miss my bus. I just realized we were streaming for over 2 hours. Hey, Carolina Tom is here. Good to see you, Carolina Tom. Hope you're well. Carolina Tom, on tonight's stream, we covered the lesser than expected home sales for February. So we went into some of the reasons why. Incredibly low supply. There's still all of this bidding war craziness, and it seems like a lot of individuals do not want to list their homes for sale on the market because they feel that, look, if I just sell my house now, yeah, I may make a profit, but I have to have somewhere to live. And then that means I have to go right back into this housing market and try to compete with everybody else to get another home. So I think we're going to see this cyclical, or not cyclical, I think we're going to see this extended trend where many people hold on to their homes longer. So existing home sales, I believe, were only down because there's really no homes on the market to buy. So I don't think it's technically a negative economic indicator, but it could be viewed as negative because a lot of people are in bidding wars to get homes. They're waiving their inspections, which is never a good idea to do. I would never advise waiving a home inspection.
But the thing is, like,
But it seems like a lot of people are doing that nowadays, which is not a good look. Carolina Tom says, Tom, home prices will not change for another 2 years. I guess that's not good news for new home buyers. You are well. So we have been streaming for 2 hours. I know I said I was going to only do an hour tonight. Lost track of time, but it was a very fun stream. We're going to walk back over the bridge to downtown Miami, in which case we will call it a night. But I appreciate everybody joining tonight. I think it was a fun stream. I think we learned a lot, and we got to share a lot of good ideas. So thank you everybody for joining. I wish you a happy, healthy weekend. I hope everybody has some really good plans for their Sunday. With special thanks to our moderators. So thank you, Michelle McGraw, Lady O, Sunshine After Rain, The Swan, and everybody else. Al J, thank you. Brian, Cosmo Scary, War Walker, thank you so much. Sabrina Fair, Brian, Diana, Christina, appreciate you. Melee, I appreciate you too. Santo, thank you everybody. We may not be having a stream tomorrow. I do have to prepare for a very busy day on Monday. As you guys know, we're going to be doing a lot of traveling next week. So we will be back in New York City next week, but then we are going to head right back out and go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So stay tuned for that on Monday. I will be sending out the 19th edition of the Behind the Street newsletter. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been signing up for the free investing newsletter. We now have over 700 people, so I just want to say thank you so much. If you want to sign up to receive that every Monday, if you type !news, NEWS in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link where you could sign up for free and see all of my thoughts on the stock market, not only in the US equities market, but in the foreign markets, emerging markets, as well as my thoughts on commodities. So once again, everybody, thank you so much. And to the mighty bull, have a good night wherever you are, because there is always a bull market somewhere, and you just need to know where to look. And I will see everybody right back here in Miami tomorrow. Thanks everybody, and have a safe weekend.